1st May 2023 Morning Murli Om Shanti BapDada Madhuban. Sweet children, in order to make progress, wake up in the early morning hours of nectar and remember the Father. The early morning is the best time to earn an income. Question: what is the basis of remaining safe and sound for all time? What is the state in which you are safe and sound? Answer: the Father Srimad enables you to remain safe and sound. You will never experience any sorrow or problems. Your children become so fortunate that you can never be hurt in any way, and your bodies become free from disease. Continue to sing the praise of your fortune. Those who remember the Father while sitting and moving around are said to be the fortunate children who remain safe and sound. Song: O traveller of the night, do not become weary. The destination of the dawn is not far off. Om Shanti. You sweetest, effort-making children must know the meaning of this song yourself, number-wise, according to your efforts. Only those who are present on this pilgrimage can understand the accurate meaning of the song. This pilgrimage takes place at night, whereas physical pilgrimages take place during the day. When pilgrims go to Amarnath or Badrinath, they travel by day and sleep at night, whereas your children travel through the night. You have to work during the day for the livelihood of your bodies. You go to work and the mothers look after the home. The maximum progress can be made at night when everyone else is at sleep. You can have a very good pilgrimage at that time. Even devoted stay in remembrance in the early morning hours of nectar. Children, if you want to make progress, the Father advises you, become conquerors of sleep. I also told you this 5,000 years ago. By all means, go to bed early. There is a saying, early to bed, early to rise. This quality makes human beings great. You become so wealthy that you will never have to worry about money. You receive the inheritance for 21 births in the land of Shiv. Here you have been making effort for birth after birth, whereas the reward of the efforts of this time lasts for 21 births. It is a wonder. No one else could inspire you to make such effort. The imperishable Father inspires you to make imperishable effort. Here, what do people not do for money? A father would kill his children and children would kill their father. You now have to claim your imperishable inheritance from the eternal Father. And so, you have to remember the eternal Father and the imperishable inheritance. There is no other difficulty. There are simply two words, which are called the great mantra. Simply by remembering these two words, you receive the tilak of sovereignty. There is power in this remembrance. It depends on how much remembrance you have and how much yoga and knowledge you have. There is no question of knowledge of the scriptures here. If you tell people to remember just these two words, they would say that they don't have time. They cannot remember. They forget again and again. They therefore cannot make their pilgrimage of two words. You compose songs, poems, and dialogues, and you then remember them. In fact, there is no need for those here. Here you have to remain silent. Can you not understand the seed and the tree? By your grasping the meaning of the seed, the whole tree will be visible in front of you. There are 4 ages and 4 clans, and thus it does not take time to bring all of this into your intellect. You receive the kingdom of heaven within a second simply by staying in remembrance. Visions are granted within a second. At that moment, it is as though you are in heaven, the land of Krishna. You only have to remember 2 things. Firstly, remember the Father. Secondly, this knowledge is so elevated that it enables you to become deities from human beings. Deities are pure. Knowledge is always studied in a state of celibacy. It is only after studying and when they are ready to look after a home that they then get married. A creator means a father has to look after everyone at home, which is why he has to earn money. Therefore, this income is earned in a state of celibacy. Nowadays, people have become ready for wealth. They earn some income and then go and do another course. Now, the father says, children, this course is very easy. Simply follow Srimad, stay awake at night and practice this. It is very easy to have the pilgrimage of the intellect during the night, and you will also receive a great deal of help. 2 to 3 o'clock is called the early morning hours of nectar. Wake up early in the morning and spin the discus of self-realization. Thus is the task of your intellect. The Father's order is remember me constantly and your sins will continue to be absolved. Otherwise, how could I take your brides home? All of your brides are impure and your wings are broken. Now simply have remembrance and you will become pure. Make effort to wake up early in the morning. You might not be able to have remembrance throughout the day. It is easy to make this effort at night and you will receive a great deal of help. The main thing is remembrance. You know that you are souls and that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is teaching you. You have to study with Him. He is your Father and so you have to belong to Him. You understand that you are the souls who have been separated from the Supreme Soul for a very long time and that you have now come and met shivbaba. Living means human souls come to meet the Father and so the Supreme Soul also has to come in a human body. He is the Supreme Soul. The form of souls and that of the Supreme Soul are the same. Both are like sparkling stars. You souls are filled with parts of 84 birds. The Father says, I too am an actor and I am also bound by the drama. The world doesn't know that I cannot come at any time other than at the confluence age of every cycle. Although many calamities etc. come, the Father says, I only come when everyone becomes impure. I am the creator of a new world and I come in an impure world. It is the soul that becomes impure first. The soul knows that he was at first pure and that he has now become impure. Only you receive these teachings. The students who remain present in front of the teacher are the ones who receive all the teachings. The very first teachings you receive are conquer the 5 vices, burn your sins away with the fire of yoga. It is poison, means vice, that has buried you in the graveyard. It is called poison. You become pure with the nectar of knowledge. It is very easy to remember the Father and the inheritance. Some children say, Baba, I am not able to imbibe knowledge. I cannot explain like the senior sisters do. The Father says, children, these are the karmic accounts of everyone. Some are not able to imbibe knowledge even after living here for 25 to 30 years. The Father of you souls is the Supreme Soul and He is the Creator of heaven. The Father has come to give you your inheritance of heaven. And so, you have to remember the Father. Your children also have to be made clever. Your children first have to have mercy for your children. Your children understand that at this time you are sitting personally in front of the most beloved, Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. We also claim our unlimited inheritance of heaven from the incorporeal Father, a cycle ego. The Father says, I have to take this body on loan. He is sitting in this rented body. Since he does not have a body of his own, he has to rent one. This is the chariot of which he becomes the charioteer every cycle. You can see the charioteer and the chariot. Previously, you did not understand anything from studying the Gita. They have shown Arjuna seated in a horse chariot. Your father is the charioteer. He says to you children, remember me, your father, and keep a chart. Why do you not remember such a bridegroom who gives you happiness for 21 births? However, that one is incognito. The Father now says, have a faith that you are souls and follow the Father Srimad. However, it is in this that Maya harasses you a great deal. She is no less clever. She also wins the very good children. Baba makes you souls into the masters of heaven, and Maya tries to reduce you to the birth of a cremator because you stop following Srimad. Here your children understand that God is teaching you. You are godly students. Even though you take up some other courses, you would still remember the teacher. The Father says, by all means, live at home with your families, but together with that, take this course that makes you even happy. I give you such unlimited wealth that you will not have to experience sorrow for 21 births. No one in the entire world is as sensible as you. There is so much praise of presidents, etc. But you are the most wonderful, great incognito authorities. No one in this world can be as full of knowledge as you. Your children now understand that by making Bharat into heaven, you are becoming the masters of heaven for 21 births. Jagadamba's attainment is so great. She also gives the great mantra to remember shivbaba. The Father sits here and personally says, beloved children, remember me. Do not forget this pilgrimage. Do not waste time. This is a huge income. Your intellect's yoga should remain there. We are personally in front of shivbaba. We have come to the Father's home. You are now sitting at Haridwar, means God's gateway. Hari means God Himself, the Supreme Soul. It's sitting here. There means at Haridwar. There is a water. This is a true doorway to God. Har means remover, means the one who removes the sorrow. That remover of sorrow and bestower of happiness is sitting here in front of you. Devotees go and sit on the banks of the river Ganges. They believe that they should remain on the banks of the Ganges and also have the water of the Ganges in their mouths. When someone is dying, they give him the water of the Ganges to drink. Now the water of the Ganges is not the purifier. Shivbaba alone is the purifier. Everyone has to remember Shivbaba so that their final thoughts will lead them to their destination. It is not that at the end someone will sit and say, remember Shivbaba. At the end, you have to remember Shivbaba by yourselves while leaving your body. We now have to return to Shivbaba in the land of liberation. The golden age is called the land of liberation and life. Dham means a land, means a place of residence. Incorporeal souls reside in the land of liberation, in the element of light. You are sitting in the home of Hari, means God. There is only the one who is the remover of sorrow. You children now remember shivbaba and his sweet home. Baba has come to take you back to his home. You now have to remember shivbaba's sweet home. No one here is sweet. The Father now tells you Srimad. If you want to claim the unlimited kingdom, stay awake throughout the night and go to a pilgrimage. I only come in the depths of the darkness of the night, when the night of Brahma is about to end and the day has to begin. I come at the confluence of the unlimited night and the unlimited day. Therefore, you too should conquer sleep and practice staying in remembrance throughout the night. Between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning is known as auspicious time of Brahma. The Father gives these teachings through Brahma. Stay awake throughout the night and remember me, and you will become strong. Although Maya will harass you a great deal, you must still continue to make effort. All the effort in this has to be made by your intellect. While sitting, walking, and moving around, stay in remembrance. The Father says, don't become weary, O travelers of the night. You will experience great pleasure at night, and that intoxication will also continue throughout the day. Firstly, remember the Father, and secondly, praise your own fortune. The fortune of everyone else is broken. Your fortune is now being awakened, whereas that of everyone else is asleep. Consider the fortune of those whose intellect's yoga is engaged in earning money to be sleeping, whereas your true fortune is being awakened. The stomach doesn't need a great deal to eat. What do the indigenous people eat? They eat chilies and chapatis made up of ground maize and chickpeas. Here you receive everything. You have to remain ordinary, neither too rich nor too poor. The Father now says, beloved children, remember me, my jewels of light. I seat you on my eyelids and take you back. The children who are the lamps of the one's hopes are always loved a great deal. By following Srimad, you will remain constantly safe and sound. The meaning of being safe and sound is very deep. You will never be hurt or experience any difficulty. I make you safe and sound to such an extent that your bodies remain free from disease and death has no power over you. If you remember me very well, you receive help. Those who make this effort in the previous cycle and created their reward are now watching this happen as observers. This one ensures himself. Even on the path of devotion, Baba is the insurance magnate. People take out a policy in God's name. They give incognito donations to the poor. When a wedding is arranged, they give an incognito way. The fruit received from making an incognito donation is also incognito. By making a show of it, the power they receive is halved. The Father is called the magnet. You insure yourselves with him. The fruit you receive is according to the extent that you insure yourselves. If you commit sin, you receive punishment accordingly too. You receive a good reward for performing charity. Those people are limited philanthropists. They set aside 8 annas or 4 annas from their income. You now have to become complete philanthropist. Insure yourselves fully. Just see, Mama only insured her body and mind. Kumaris do not have money, and so they do not have to think about this because they serve with their minds and bodies. This is why the Kumaris are loved so much. It is the Kumaris who became number 1. Baba was a half Kumar. Yes, there are also some Kumars who emerge. If they marry and show that they can remain pure, they would have such a good fortune. They should also be fully surrendered. They too can claim a very good status. Baba explains, the accounts of the suffering of karma have to be settled here. Mama and Baba also have to ensure the suffering of their karma. Any accounts that remain will also emerge here. It is not, since I have become God's, why does He not protect me? No, you definitely have to settle the suffering of your karma here. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says, Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, go on the true pilgrimage with your intellect's yoga. Do not lose your fortune by chasing after imperishable wealth. Earn a true income. Second point, become a complete philanthropist with your mind, body, and wealth. Ensure everything you have for 21 births. Blessing. May you have the power of a divine intellect and experience God's touchings and become a master, almighty authority. Explanation. A divine intellect is also referred to as the power of the intellect, and with this power of your intellect, you can catch all the powers from the Father and become a master, almighty authority. There is the power of a scientific intellect, and that is a worldly intellect. Therefore, they can only think about something of this world and of matter. You have the power of a divine intellect that enables you to experience godly attainment. With a divine intellect, you can experience pure touchings from God and experience success in every action you perform. With the power of a divine intellect, you can defeat Maya in any attack she makes against you. Slogan. Those who are master sons of knowledge and gives everyone the light and might of knowledge are true servers. Om Shanti.